A sculptor chips away at brittle stone, knowing one wrong strike might ruin everything, and still they carve, with patience, with purpose, not to conquer the cracks, but to shape something meaningful despite them. When the statue fractures, it doesn't collapse. They begin again. Somewhere along the path to adulthood, we seem to have lost this spirit. We forgot how to trust the process without demanding guarantees. Instead of building with courage, we hesitate. We want proof before action. Safety first, commitment second. But the Stoics knew that life's weight is not meant to be avoided. It's meant to be carried with clarity. Marcus Aurelius, writing not for applause but to steady his own mind, reminded himself, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset isn't delusion. It's the foundation of unshakable trust. Today, you'll learn 7 timeless Stoic principles that will shift how you walk through the world. Not by changing your environment, but by changing how you respond. Not by avoiding storms, but by learning how to move through them with calm and conviction. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your experience or your biggest struggle below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel, it's a circle of strength. If you're ready to stop waiting for the world to change and start leading with inner clarity, type "It works for me" in the comments. Subscribe. Don't skip a second. Each law builds on the last, and when we reach the end, you'll see life with a steadier mind and a stronger heart. 1. Trust the timing, not the timeline. We've been given invisible clocks that tick louder than our own breath. Graduate by 22, be successful by 30, settle down before your hair turns gray. These timelines aren't truths, they're traps. And too often we measure our worth against them, like racing against a train we were never meant to catch. The Stoics rejected that pressure. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And to master yourself is to let go of the illusion that life must unfold by a specific deadline. You can't force a storm to pass faster. You can only learn to move through it with poise. Trusting the timing is learning to be the mountain, not the forecast. Even if clouds form above you, your foundation stays. That failed business. It builds the grit your next one will need. The relationship ended. It cleared space for the one who sees you fully. When you believe life is rigged in your favor, even delays start to feel like direction. Imagine planting a seed and digging it up every morning to see if it sprouted. That's how many of us treat our dreams. But nature doesn't panic. The oak doesn't compare itself to the pine. Its roots are deeper before it reaches higher. Your timeline isn't late, it's rooting. Try this. For the next 7 days, when you feel behind, whisper this to yourself: "I am not late, I am in alignment." Then do the work, not from fear, from trust. Build like the sculptor who chips stone each day, without knowing exactly when the form will emerge, but trusts that with every stroke, it's getting clearer. Release the imaginary finish line. You don't need to rush to prove your value. What's meant for you won't pass you by. And what misses you was never meant to stay. The universe has better timing than your anxiety does. At Stoic Daily, we believe your growth can't be measured by the clock, only by the depth of your roots. What part of your life are you rushing that needs more trust instead? Drop it in the comments. 2. Turn setbacks into setups. Picture this. You're walking through a forest trail, confident about the path ahead. Then suddenly, a fallen tree blocks the road. Most people turn back. Some sit and wait. But the Stoic pauses, scans the terrain, and asks, "Where's the next path?" That blockage wasn't the end. It was a redirection. Life is full of these moments. The job you prepared for disappears. The relationship you trusted ends without warning. The goal you worked for collapses before it begins. But if you pause, if you step back from the shock, you'll see it wasn't the collapse of meaning. It was the construction of strength. The Stoics referred to this as amor fati, the love of one's fate, not just acceptance, love. Nietzsche said it powerfully. My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati. That one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. This mindset doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. Think of a bowstring, pulled back, stretched to the edge. It looks like regression, but it's preparation. Just like the caterpillar must struggle through its cocoon, or it will never fly, your setback isn't an error. It's the tension that builds the wings you'll need later. Try this. Next time something breaks in your life, take a moment to stop and reflect. Breathe. Ask, what is this making possible? Even disappointment carries direction. That door that closed wasn't rejection, it was a redirection. That silence from someone you trusted, it made space for someone more aligned with it. And when doubt creeps in, remember the old parable. The farmer who never judged events as good or bad. His horse ran away. Maybe, he said. It returned with others. His son broke a leg. A war arrived. Through every twist, the wise farmer knew this truth. We rarely know in the moment whether something is a blessing or a burden. You can grieve and still trust. You can feel the pain and still believe it's shaping you. Setbacks hurt, but they also teach. They refine. They prepare. You're not being punished. You're being sharpened. At Stoic Daily, we believe the strongest minds aren't built in peace. They're forged in resistance. Comment below, setback is setup, then share. What obstacle in your life turned out to be a hidden gift? 3. Surrender control, strengthen trust. Imagine holding sand in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers. But open your palm and it rests gently in your hand. That's life. That's trust. We've been sold the lie that control equals safety, that if we plan enough, worry enough, prepare sufficiently, we can bend life to our will. We cling to outcomes, people, and timelines, and we call it responsibility. But the Stoics saw the trap clearly. Seneca said it best. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most of your stress isn't caused by what is, but by what you fear might be. And in trying to prevent those imagined outcomes, you end up draining all your energy on things never meant to be yours. It's a form of quiet self-harm, micromanaging the wind, and then wondering why your wings feel heavy. This illusion of control dates back to the survival instinct. Our ancestors needed to predict threats, so their minds rehearsed every possibility. But in a modern world where most dangers are emotional, this instinct becomes a trap. You're not running from lions anymore. You're running from conversations, expectations, and what-ifs. And it's exhausting you. The Stoic doesn't fight the tide. They learn to surf it. Surrender in this context isn't giving up. It's giving up. It's stepping into the truth. You control very little. Not the weather, not their choices, not the outcome of that interview, not how someone reacts to your truth. What you do control is this: your effort, your intention, your integrity, your attitude. That's it. Try this. The next time your mind starts micromanaging what isn't yours, pause. Ask, what's mine to carry right now? Then do only that, fully and without obsession. You'll be shocked how much peace floods in when you stop clutching what isn't yours to hold. It's like planting a garden. You tend the soil, you water the seeds, but you don't scream at the sky for rain. You don't panic if the sprout takes longer than expected to emerge. You do your part and then let the earth do hers. That's the dance. Show up with presence. Release with trust. Sometimes letting go isn't a weakness, it's wisdom. Faith isn't needing to know how it ends. It's believing that no matter the route, you'll end up where you're meant to be. At Stoic Daily, we believe true peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from aligning with what's actually yours. Comment below. I release what I can't control. What's one thing you've been gripping too tightly? 4. Walk like the path will rise to meet you. Most people stand frozen, waiting. Imagine you're walking into a room with the lights off. You can't see the full space, but with each step, the motion-activated lights flicker on. That's how clarity works. It doesn't arrive before you move. It responds to movement. And the more you move with conviction, the brighter the path becomes. Or guarantees before they act. Waiting to feel confident before speaking and waiting to feel ready before starting. But certainty is not a prerequisite for action. It's a result of action. The Stoics were aware of this long before neuroscience confirmed it. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say to wait until every outcome is mapped out. He said, decide who you are, then act accordingly. That's the gateway. That's how people build inner fire, by stepping forward even when their hands are shaking. Think about it. When you learned to walk, you didn't wait for certainty that you wouldn't fall. You wobbled forward, bruised your knees, and kept moving. Why? Because something deep in you trusted that walking was possible, even before you proved it. That same wiring lives in you now. You just stopped listening. Try this. The next time your mind hesitates, not from danger, but from doubt, do the thing anyway. Not recklessly, but deliberately. Speak the truth you've been holding back. Send the message you've been drafting, but never sent. Apply even if you think you're not ready. That act of moving creates the energy of certainty, and your nervous system catches up. This is the intersection of neuroscience and philosophy. When you act as if you're confident, your brain responds. It calms. Focus sharpens. You become more capable, not because fear disappeared, but because you stopped bowing to it. Think of a tightrope walker. They don't cross by obsessing over falling. They cross by locking eyes with each other on the other side. Their certainty doesn't come from zero risk. It comes from full commitment. That's your task, to stop scanning for failure and start walking toward fulfillment. When you carry yourself as if success is inevitable, as if healing is underway, and as if connection is already forming, you align your actions with possibility, not paralysis. And that shift makes all the difference. At Stoic Daily, we believe courage isn't loud. Sometimes it's just one quiet step forward without all the answers. Comment below. I am certain. Then prove it with your walk. 5. Train your eyes to see the hidden gift. Imagine walking through a dense forest. To most people, it's just trees and dirt. But to a trained eye, it's medicine, shelter, firewood, and food. Same environment, different lens. That's what happens when you train your mind to look for the gift. Life doesn't always hand you joy in shiny packaging. Sometimes it arrives dressed as loss. Sometimes it hides beneath a delay, a breakup, a missed opportunity. But Marcus Aurelius, even in the middle of war and plague, still wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." He didn't wait for peace to practice gratitude. He chose gratitude even when chaos knocked on his door. Because he understood, life rarely gets easier, but your eyes can get wiser. You can train them to see what others miss. Try this. Tonight, before bed, ask yourself, what was the gift in today? Don't settle for the obvious. Look deeper. Maybe it was the discomfort that revealed what you need to heal. Perhaps it was the silence that finally allowed you to hear your own truth. Maybe it was the redirection that saved you from something misaligned. This practice rewires your brain. It shifts you from being a victim to being a student, from scanning for problems to scanning for growth. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What for?" You stop demanding ease and start discovering meaning. Coal and diamonds are both carbon. The only difference is pressure and time. The diamond doesn't resist the transformation. It lets the process shape it into something precious. You are the same. Pressure doesn't have to break you. It can polish you. Finding the gift isn't about ignoring pain. It's about expanding your vision, holding space for "this hurts" and "I'm growing," for "I lost something and I found clarity." That's emotional maturity. That's spiritual weightlifting. And here's the truth. The more you practice, the more you'll see that the gifts were always there. Not in the big wins, but in the quiet moments, the friend who stayed, the insight that landed, the strength you didn't know you had until the moment demanded it. At Stoic Daily, we believe the world isn't lacking in gifts. It's lacking in eyes trained to see them. Comment below, "I see the gift." Then tell us, what hidden lesson or unexpected blessing are you starting to recognize? 6. Respond with power. Don't react from pain. There's a moment, just a sliver of space between what life throws at you and what you do next. Most people never notice it. They move on autopilot, trigger, reaction, regret, rinse, repeat. Someone cuts them off. Rage. A message goes unanswered. Insecurity spirals. Plans shift. Everything crumbles. They don't respond to life. They leak into it, handing away their peace to every random inconvenience. But the Stoics? They trained for that silver, because in that space lives your freedom. Viktor Frankl, who survived the unthinkable, said it best. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. He didn't write that from theory. He wrote it from within a concentration camp. If he could find that space, so can you. Try this. When something triggers you, pause. Not because you're suppressing, but because you're stepping in. Step into the eye of the storm. Take 3 breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. Name the emotion. This is anger. This is fear. This is disappointment. Naming it doesn't weaken you. It separates you from the storm long enough to steer through it. Because when you react, it's not really you showing up. It's the younger you, the unhealed version, the programmed version. But when you respond, you have a choice. You say, "This is who I want to be, even now." That's where your power lives. Think of calm water. Drop a rock into it and you get soft, expanding ripples. Same rock, different water. You are the water. You decide whether chaos splashes or transforms. This isn't a weakness. It's mastery. The martial artist doesn't flail when attacked. They don't swing wild. They stay centered, present. They absorb and redirect. You can do the same. When you respond instead of react, your relationships evolve. Your self-respect deepens. Your nervous system heals. You become the one who breaks the cycle, not repeats it. At Stoic Daily, we believe real strength isn't in the punch. It's in the pause. Comment below, "I choose calm over chaos." And next time the storm comes, prove it. 7. Become the proof, not just the proclaimer. Anyone can say they believe, but the real question is, do you move like it, talk like it, decide like it? Belief without embodiment is just noise. You can chant all day, "Everything works out for me." But if your energy is anxious, your habits are scattered, and your choices are rooted in fear, you're not believing, you're bargaining. The Stoics didn't write theories for applause, they bled for what they lived. Epictetus, once an enslaved person, became a teacher of kings. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire but still wrestled with his own mind in silence. Seneca didn't hoard his wisdom, he sharpened it in adversity. They didn't just say, "Trust the path," they became the path. So what about you? If you say you trust life, do you act with grace when plans change? If you claim to believe in timing, do you stop panicking when things are delayed? If you think you're supported, do you stop clinging when things feel uncertain? Let your life be the sermon. Your schedule, your choices, your reactions, they're all speaking louder than your words ever will. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What you do speaks so loudly I cannot hear what you say." So walk as if the outcome is already unfolding. Speak like good news is on the way. Choose like everything is aligned. Because when your energy and your belief line up, life responds. Think of the athlete. They don't just believe they'll win. They train like they already have. They recover like a champion. They rest like one. Their habits prove their conviction. You too must become a living echo of your firmest belief. That means you stop being a victim of circumstance. You stop worshiping your doubts. You start owning your response, your growth, your presence. And when others win, you don't shrink, you celebrate. Because someone else's breakthrough doesn't block yours. It confirms that good things are moving and you're next. The more you embody trust, the more evidence appears. Coincidences, open doors, unexpected help. The world begins to bend, not because it changed, but because you did. At Stoic Daily, we believe you don't wait to see it before you think. You think so deeply that the world has no choice but to show you what you already knew. Comment below, "I don't just say it, I live it." Trusting life is a daily practice. The Stoics handed us a blueprint, not for comfort but for clarity, not for certainty but for strength. And today, you've just walked through 7 Stoic truths, each one a shift in how you think, act, and lead yourself through chaos. You are not what happens to you. You're what you choose to become in response. That gap between stimulus and response, that is your freedom. That is your rebirth. When you trust the timing, you stop racing the invisible clocks of others. When you reframe setbacks as setups, you become someone who bends failure into fuel. When you surrender control, you replace anxiety with alignment. When you act with certainty, even in the face of uncertainty, the fog no longer paralyzes you. It sharpens your focus. When you find the gift in each moment, you stop chasing what's next and start honoring what's here. When you respond instead of react, you reclaim your peace. And when you become the walking proof of what you believe, your life becomes the evidence, not the excuse. This isn't a checklist, it's a commitment, a way of living that you will forget, abandon, resist, and return to over and over. That's the real practice, not perfection, but returning and choosing again. So don't just admire these truths. Live them, breathe them, become them. Act as if everything is working out for you until it becomes your mindset and your baseline. Because your transformation isn't waiting for a perfect moment, it's waiting for a bold decision. If this resonated with you, like, comment, and share it with someone you care about. And don't leave empty-handed. Drop your affirmation below. I walk in trust. At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe resilience is not born, it is remembered. One breath, one choice, one return at a time.
If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel, Stoic Philosophy Daily.